Hey y'all, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my July TBR, my possibility reads. So anything I haven't read on any other video, they're still in play, or anything I haven't mentioned that I might see and want to read because I'm a mood reader. So these are just some possibilities. Some that I know I will, the ones I'm currently reading. The third book in the Agatha Oddly series, The Silver Serpent by Lena Jones. I'm about 75% through. I love this series so much. It is so good. And I have like 12 books I still need to write a review for. I have one video ready to go of recent reads, but there's still like a whole stack. I'm so behind on so many things and comments, and so I'm loving this. I can't wait to finish. I'm almost through. I'm reading the second book and I'm almost done of Return to the Secret Lake by Inglis. I love the first book. This one's longer and I like that a lot. And I'm loving where this is going. Really enjoying that. I want to continue. And these two got bumped up ahead. This one like literally just came out the other day, so I started at The Vexatious Haunting of Lily Griffin by Paula Hayes. It's so different and I'm loving it so far. I'm on page 65. And then this comes out July 19th. The first and second book do. The Witches of Peculiar series. This is Double Twins in Trouble by Luna Graves. Oh, and Fremantle Press had sent me this one. Thank you very much. And the author had sent me this one. Thank you so much. I'm loving it so much. I'm on page 67. It's just witches of school, like these monsters. I'm loving it. And my long series that I'm doing, I think this is the third book in the Serafina series, Serafina and the Splintered Heart by Beatty. It would be further, but then everything happened. on page 80. And this one's starting out very weird. Like, I'm so confused and I don't understand why it's going this way. And I don't know what's going on. And I'm so confused about the direction it's taking. And I saw a lot of reviews that felt the same about this one, so hopefully it's better after this one again. I don't know what happened here. Not that I won't say I'm not enjoying it because I did get to page 80, but just I'm confused. But I want to get back into it since I haven't picked it up since everything that happened with my pup. So I want to continue these because I was doing so well on reading the longer series. Then Heidi, Johanna, it's been fine. I started this before the pup stuff too. I'm on page 70. I love this edition. And I don't think I ever read the book unless we did it in school, but I love the movies. I love the one, I don't know which edition or version it is. I don't know. I love that one. And I also love the Shirley Temple one. But I'm sad because she's left the grandpa for right now. She's been taken away. And I don't know how long of the book she's not with him. And that just makes me sad because I want her to go back there. So I stopped. Because I was upset about everything with my pup and I didn't want to read something that was going to make me sad or mad. But all the reviews didn't mention that, so I'm thinking maybe she's not away from him long. So I want to get back to this because I want to read more classics, and I picked one up and started reading it. And then I'm not going to mention all the books I want to get to in July that were sent to me, but I'll mention a couple besides the ones I'm currently reading. Next up will be Maggie, MacCormack, and The Witch's Wheel by Kaja. Blackley. The author had sent me this. Thank you so much. And I had read the synopsis in a video in a book haul where I had gotten it. So I went through it again, but it just sounds amazing. Thank you so much. The author sent me this, and I also read it in a synopsis in a book haul video. The Gatekeepers by Borchmann. This just looks incredible. And I think this is the one that gave me Beetlejuice vibes if Lydia had been adopted by a ghost couple. I don't know why, but I just did. And it just sounds incredible. Thank you so much. And then hopefully I'll get to more series continuations. Since I think the last one I read was one that had been sent to me, and I haven't read one of my own in like a month. So I want to get back into my own collection now that I've caught up on the ones that were sent to me that were sequels. What I want to continue is A Storm of Sisters by Michelle Harrison. Pinch of Magic series. I think this is the fourth book. I think she said there'll be more. I think she did. I love this series. I like her 13 Treasures series more than this one. But I love this one so much still. The last one in this series is actually my favorite of the series, which says a lot since it was like the third book. Third or fourth. I can't even remember now, but I really love that one. So I hope this one continues being as great as that one was because I love that one the best. And then A Sisters Ever After novel. I think this is the second book by Leah Cypress, Glass Slippers. I love the first book so much. I love the first one so much, Thornwood. It's just such an interesting idea about sisters of the famous characters that we know. And she's such a sweet author too. Like, she had messaged me on my Instagram and offered to do a giveaway for this book for one of my followers on there. And normally when I'm not going through major sadness and stress, I've been doing a lot of giveaways. and she had reached out to me, so that was even more awesome. And she offered to like personalize it and send it to them herself, and so we did that, and so that was pretty cool. So thank you so much to her, and I can't wait to read this one. I bought this myself. Then next, in continuing like trilogies, I have not longer series but trilogies like the Agatha I'm reading now, since I'm almost done with that one. I'm just going to continue like the mystery theme because these are really short, even though I think there's 4 now because I have the 4th one, but I wouldn't consider it a longer series since they're shorter. But I think I mentioned this in my last one. A Girl Called Justice by Griffin. It's just like a mystery series, and they just sound incredible, and I read that in my last possibility reads video, so I won't do it again. But I just love a spooky middle grade, especially, and I love a detective style mystery middle grade too so much. Okay, so that's all the special type ones. Now just for standalones I want to get to, or at least they're just standalones currently. First I'll mention I think 3 that were in the summer books I want to read, so I won't read the synopsis. The Secret Summer by Ali Standish, and I think it's called August Isle or August Isle Summer in the hardback. This just sounds incredible, and I really want to read it. It just sounds so good. I want to read it while summer's still here. And there's more summer books I want to read, but I'm not going to mention them all since I did just do that video. The Best Worst Summer by Elizabeth Yulberg. This just sounds incredible. I just want to read it so bad. And then Happily for Now by Kelly Jones. And there's food. You had me already. And amazing illustrations. Kelly Murphy is an amazing illustrator. She's one of my favorites. I have many favorites, but like the top favorites, there's like she's on that list. All right, and then continue on with the food theme, and they both have recipes for disaster in the title. It says recipes. First, Alex Fleck's Recipes for Disaster by Rachel Delaney. I just love food in middle grade books. For as long as she can remember, 12-year-old Alex Fleck has been helping her father recreate meals from the past. But while she enjoys their unusual hobby, she learns to keep it secret from kids her age. Some of the dishes she and her father have made are more than a little weird, but when her father's new girlfriend signs them up for a televised cooking competition, Alex is unnerved. She has no desire to be in the spotlight, even on a cooking show that very few people watch. But Alex soon learns that she and her father are actually contestants on Culinary Combat, a new reality TV show hosted by Tom Trufelman, the most famous and fierce judge on TV. Everyone will be watching. And to make matters worse, she begins to suspect that someone is at work behind the scenes, sabotaging the competition. It's up to Alex, with the help of a few new friends, to find the saboteur before the competition is ruined, all the while tackling some of the trickiest cooking challenges of her life for the whole world to see. And it sounds so different and incredible. I love that. And then just Recipe for Disaster by Amy Lucido. So it's not recipes for stuff, but recipes. Hannah Malfa Adler is Jew-ish. Depends on who you ask. Not that Hannah really thinks about it one way or another. She'd prefer to focus on her favorite pastime, baking delicious food. But when her best friend Shira has a beyond awesome bar mitzvah, Hannah starts to feel a little envious and a little left out. Why shouldn't she have an awesome bar mitzvah too? She is Jewish after all, right? Despite her parents' firm no, Hannah is determined, and her Aunt Yal and Grandma Mimi are more than willing to help her prepare, even though Hannah's mom and Aunt Yal aren't on speaking terms. But as family secrets burst out into the open, Hannah will have to decide what's more important, her family or her bar mitzvah, in this bittersweet story about food, family, and finding yourself. Sounds like so many things I like, even though contemporary. The food, I love learning more about all cultures and Jewish culture, religion, and even though it's about baking and food, there's family and then Jewish and there's secrets, and you always tend to learn something. And this is written in such a way, there's like no chapter headings, but like it's like written, I don't want to say it's in verse because it's not. And then they have like recipes for a Shira, and then actually recipes. Recipe for best friend. It's just like written so differently. And instead of like, I don't know if I would enjoy a verse novel. I have a few because they sound so good, but I haven't read them yet because I don't know if I will. But this looks like a verse novel that interests me more because it has like story. I don't know how to explain it. I'm horrible at explaining things. That's why I always read synopsis, as we know. And I have so many of her books, maybe all of them at this point, so I finally want to read one. So I picked this one, Rescue by Jennifer A. Nielsen. I think I got this one last year or the year before. I love historical fiction, and people seem to love her. Nearly 2 years ago, Meg Kenyon's father left their home in France to fight for the Allies in World War II. Recently, Meg heard he had been taken prisoner by the Nazis. All Meg has left of him now are the codes he placed in a jar for her to decipher, an affectionate game the two of them once shared, but even those are running low. Suddenly, an impossible chance to save her father falls into Meg's lap when she finds an injured British spy hiding in her grandmother's barn. Captain Stuart tells her that a family of German refugees must be guided across Nazi-occupied France to neutral Spain, whereupon one of them had promised to free Meg's father. Captain Stuart was meant to guide that family, but too injured to do it, he offers the job to Meg, along with a final code from Papa to help complete the mission. Perhaps the most important and most difficult code she's received yet. With the Nazis in fierce pursuit, she begins the trek across France. Leading strangers through treacherous territory, Meg faces danger and uncertainty at every turn, all the while struggling to crack her father's code. The message, as she unravels it, reveals secrets deadly enough to risk the mission and even her life. Can Meg solve the puzzle, rescue the family, and save her father? Such a different take on a way to do a World War II story. I was very intrigued. Can't wait to finally read something by her. And this one came out not too long ago, but it just looks steampunky and like everything I love. Children of the Flying City by Jansson. Brought to the Flying City when he was only 5 years old, orphan Milo Quick has never known another home. Now almost 13, Milo survives one daredevil grift at a time, relying only on his wit, speed, and best friends Jules and Dagda. A massive armada of airships has surrounded Highgate's crumbling armaments, because behind locked doors, in opulent parlors, pneumatic forests, and a master toymaker's workshop, the once great Flying City protects a powerful secret, hidden away for centuries, a secret that's about to ignite a war. So excited to read that. And then Briar Heart by Mercedes Lackey. I think this is upper middle grade. And if it's not, I won't be reading it, but I think it is. Miriam may be the daughter of Queen Alethea of Tyrendale, but she's not a princess. She's the child of Alethea and her deceased husband, the king's champion, and she has no ambitions of her own to rule. So when her new baby sister Aurora is born, she's ecstatic. She adores the baby who is destined for the throne and who seems perfect in every way. But on the day of Aurora's christening, an uninvited dark fae arrives, prepared to curse her, and Miriam discovers she possesses an impossible power. Soon Miriam is charged with being trained in both magic and combat to act as chief protector of her sister. But shadowy threats are moving closer and closer to their kingdom, and Miriam's magic may not be enough to save everyone she loves, let alone herself. It's a reinterpretation of a classic Sleeping Beauty tale full of breathtaking magic and fierce loyalty. And then I have the new Marina Cohen book, and I've loved the book I read by her. So before I read her newest one, I want to read another of her older ones that I have, The In-Between. I don't remember if I've talked about this one before. Gorgeous illustrations. Welcome to The In-Between. We've been expecting you. Quinn Martin and Kara Costin have been best friends since kindergarten, so when Kara and her family are about to move away, Quinn joins the Costins on one last trip west to Nevada. They stop at the first hotel they see, an old Victorian that instantly gives Quinn the creeps. She begins to notice disturbing things happening around them, and soon Kara's parents and brother mysteriously disappear. The girls are left alone to navigate strange guests, hallways that twist back on themselves, and a particularly nasty surprise lurking beneath the floorboards. Will the girls be able to solve the mystery of what happened to Kara's family and escape, or will they remain stranded forever at the in-between? Just writes such creepy middle grade, and I just want to read more. A Baker's Guide to Robber Pie by Caitlin Sangster. So beautiful. Evie Baker has always dreamed of going on adventures like those in her favorite stories, and tonight she's putting her plan into action. With her best friend Cicely by her side, Evie sets off into the old forest in search of Phil. She is certain a carefully crafted deal and her family's irresistible raspberry tart will lead to a magical adventure, without getting her eaten, or worse. But when Evie finds her Phil, she also discovers a nest of robbers. As the only person who has ever seen the robber lord's face, Evie is quickly whisked away into hiding, but trouble has a way of finding her, even in the Queen's own city. This just sounds so good. And looks like more food too, so very excited. A Most Magical Girl by Karen Foxley. She wrote Ophelia and the Marvelous Boy, which I read and loved, and it'll be in a haul soon. She has a new release that looks incredible. And before I read anything new by her, I have some older books by her, so I wanted to read one of them that I have. So Most Magical Girl. I have this forever. Annabelle Gray is primed for a proper life as a young lady in Victorian England. Love Victorian England. But when her mother suddenly travels abroad, Annabelle is put in care of two eccentric aunts who own a magic shop on the wrong side of London, where she is thrust into a decidedly unladylike life, full of potions, broomsticks, wands, and wizards who eat nothing but biscuits. I'm already in love. Before Annabelle can make sense of her aunt's magical nonsense, she is swept up in an urgent quest. The evil Mr. Angel and his terrifying dark magic extracting machine are raising an army of shadowlings to put an end to good magic forever. The wizards have dreamt of Annabelle. She is to be the most magical girl. She is to save London. But how does she even But how does she begin when she doesn't even believe in magic? That sounds so good. Oh, and there's one more that was in the summer video that I forgot to mention earlier. Summer or Forsaken Lake by Michael D. Bale. So I won't read this nonsense. But he wrote a book I read recently, a mystery that was so good. I fell in love with it and I was so happy to see. I think it's going to be a series too. So I'm very happy. So I want to read something else of his, and that sounds so good. And lastly, Operation Sisterhood by, I'm going to say this so wrong, Ola Bemisola Rude Perkovic. Operation Sisterhood. Such a beautiful cover. Bo and her mom always had their own rhythm, just the two of them. But ever since they moved from the Bronx to Harlem, Bo's world has fallen out of sync. She and Mom are now living with Mom's boyfriend Bill, his daughter Sunday, and the twins Lil and Lee, and their parents, along with a dog, 2 cats, a bearded dragon, a turtle, and chickens, all in one brownstone. With so many people and animals squished together, Bo isn't sure there is room for her. Luckily, there isn't long before a shared love of music and a touch of mischief has Bo changing her tune. And with a wedding on the horizon, Bo and her new family are ready to band together for the best celebration their block has ever seen. Such an interesting blended family type story with all that, everybody that's living there plus the animals. And I had a bearded dragon. He's on the cover somewhere. I thought he wasn't it for the first time I looked at it, but I remember seeing him. Yeah, there he is. And I had a bearded dragon for 10 years. Not only am I not good at summarizing things, it takes me forever to name something. And I went so long without naming him that I finally called him Mr. Lizard. But I had him for 10 years and he was the best. So I love that there's a bearded dragon. So I'm very excited. This sounds like such a good story. It's contemporary, but it's a contemporary that drew my attention. It's just sounds so good. Alright, well, that's it for this video. Have you read any of these? Did you like them? Did you not? Are you excited about your July reading plans? Let me know in the comments. Today's shirt's a shirt I've had forever. It's Selena. I love Selena. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you would like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.